Ride this wave till the break of dawn. Old school beats forever will spawn. Party nation, yo, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Party nation, yo, let's carry on. Yeah, let's hurry on.
Yo, we gather round, it's a celebration. Welcome to the spot, let's raise the vibration. We taking it back to a golden sensation. Old school vibes, yeah, we the foundation. From the block to the booth, this fraternal relation. Every night's a party, that's our dedication. And we move like a team with no hesitation. Like the flash on the run, feel the exhilaration. Lights flashing, bright, colors in rotation. Turn the music up high. Shout out to the nation when we step in the room. It's pure motivation, marveling at the energy. It's a full transformation. To the party nation, it's a celebration. Raise your glass high, join the congregation. From Spider-Man sweeps to Black Panther's creation. Superheroes unite in this lyrical foundation. A toast to the fam, all my people in the zone. Like Miles Morales, we breaking out the mold in the comic of life. Yeah, our stories unfold. Black lightning strikes, never do what we're told. DC or Marvel, man, it's all in the mix. We blend worlds together, yeah, that's our fix. Got the power of Superman, no need for tricks. In this party of dreams, we're just stacking up bricks. Dancing in the spotlight, under neon skies. United we stand, no fear in our eyes. Like the stars in the heavens, we rise and we fly. In the party nation, we can never say goodbye. To the party nation, it's a celebration. Raise your glass high, join the congregation. From Spider-Man sweeps to Black Panther's creation. Superheroes unite in this lyrical foundation. So come on, come on, let's elevate the streets with a rhythm so divine. Feel the party heat. Life's a comic book, every moment's a feat. Join the party nation where the legends meet. So we'll ride this wave till the break of dawn. Old school beats forever will spawn. In the party nation where we all belong. Put your hands in the
Yo, can you guys hear me? Okay, because I can't hear you guys. That's weird. Give me a sec. You might be mute, Lance. Yeah, I can't hear nothing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear 3W.
Sweet.
Someone took Lance's away spot. In the meantime, good Tuesday to everybody out there watching. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna give Lance some time to figure stuff out. But yeah, how's everybody doing? How's 3W doing in the chat?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Are you excited for Reacher?
I'm not caught up on Reacher. Nope.
Oh,
That's in the back catalog. How about you? You excited?
Say that again.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I've been excited since the first season.
Nice. Yeah. Brutal chat. Yeah, a lot of stuff has come out and happened since the last Party Nation. If I'm not mistaken, the State of Play occurred. We got a new movie from the MCU and Captain America: Brave New World that I'm sure we'll be talking about. If I'm not mistaken, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man concludes this week, today or tomorrow, whenever it drops. And yeah, Invincible still coming out strong.
Still Invincible.
But yeah, it's been a hell of a week. I'll say this: I haven't seen Cobra Kai. I don't mind spoilers of me hearing them. I don't know if Lance gonna want to talk about that and whatnot. But Cobra Kai has concluded. I hope that the fan base got a good conclusion, that they stuck the landing, and that
I can hear that.
Stupid computer. Jeez.
There you go.
Oh, I knew my stuff wasn't broke. I just used it yesterday. Man.
How you doing, Lance?
I'm good. At least as I thought I was saying. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. We had a later work day because two geniuses at work decided to call off just because it was a little cold. You know, we work primarily outside. It's made my whole day longer.
Nice.
Tosh cast a spell on my mic earlier. He just texted me about it. So yeah, that's what happened.
Nice.
Or Darren gave you the bug and you became speechless.
Darren didn't really lose his voice. He's lying. He's just trying to get out of work because he's finally decided to listen to me for once and call off. Yeah. It's okay to stop and smell the flowers, Darren, and I'm glad you did that today. But yeah, like we had a lot of good stuff this week. A lot of peak television, if you will. A lot of peak television is about to start. Ronan, I can't believe you aren't caught up on Reacher.
I know.
What season are you on?
I haven't even started. So I was implying. I know. There's a bunch, dude. I know that. Look, there's a bunch of shows I have in the back catalog that even I have family members like give me looks of like, you're continuing this show instead of starting a new this show you should have already seen by now.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the conundrum now of like work and also trying to choose what you cover in your channel, and then what do you keep for yourself that you don't have to have a camera on. So I don't know if I'll cover Reacher on the channel one day or if I'll just watch on my own TBD. But know that like I've been hearing the praise for that show. That, Shrinking, and Severance are the three like bullseyes that I'm like I keep hearing so much from those shows.
I want to check out. I want to check out Severance, especially after seeing Darren's video. I want to check that out. Also, Sunday, Suits LA is starting. Stephen Amell will officially be back on our televisions regularly. So yeah.
Heyo. As I live and breathe, Oliver Queen returns to television.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
hyped for that
actually-
or no?
I am. My wife was like hooked on Suits when it had like its resurgence back during the strikes. So like I caught episodes every now and then. So I'm kind of glad I could go into this blind since it is a spinoff and just start fresh from the beginning. Yeah, I'm gonna get a show. I'm gonna get a show a shot. It's in that wheelhouse of those procedural dramas that I like. So yeah. I'm
I
down
wonder
for it.
if they're going to do the similarity of what they did with the Suits, the first original show, where basically someone under the pretense lied about how they got their knowledge of law and basically was lying for like 7 seasons.
I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to copy it like that. I think that this guy is just a Wow, that's interesting. Don't we already have Gwenpool? I think it's just like this guy is starting off his law firm or whatever.
No, I meant like his if he gets a partner.
Oh, well, possibly, but I mean, I don't want them to bite off of it, like beat for beat. Like do something original. This is a spinoff. Be original, at least as original as you could get with a law firm procedural court drama type thing. If you get what I mean.
If I remember, I'll check it out. And I've never seen Suits. Like the closest I came to watching that era of TV and whatnot was maybe once in a while I would catch Burn Notice or stuff like House and Monk had my attention, but that's about as far as I went in that era.
Have you seen White Collar?
No. Yeah.
I have not either. I have not seen White Collar. What's that about?
It's the guy that plays the rap guy in Doom Patrol. I don't know his the hero name, but he's like wrapped in bandages.
Negative Man.
Yeah, he
Matt
is
Boomer?
the lead. Yeah, Matt Boomer. He's the lead of that show.
Oh, okay. When you
It's
said
about-
the rapper in Doom Patrol, I was thinking about it legit, bro. Wait, it was a rapper in Doom Patrol? Like, it's crazy that my mind would go there because that show was just that crazy that could have been a thing.
But the premise is like he's like a thief that gets hired by the FBI to stop white collar criminals.
Kendrick Lamar on Doom Patrol.
That actually, hey, that legitimately, that's a good premise. How many seasons did it run for?
6.
Yeah, that's a good premise for a show. Like legitimately a good premise for a show.
He also tries to one up the cop that arrested him. So it's a good like it's a good show.
Sweet. Well, first of all, let's look at these comments. Chainsaw, the only failure was that video you put up on TikTok about you having a beard. Yeah, it's gotten like only 3 views. So yeah, ha. What's up, Dalton? Darren McClemens, the goodest of all boys. Cameron Walker, Sinestro is back being a Green Lantern, and Saint Walker is now a Green Lantern in the newest issue of Green Lanterns. I will have to add that to my list of pickups when I eventually go back to my comic book shop. I have not been to the comic book shop since like last year sometime. So I will be adding this to the list. Thank you for letting me know. And if you did not know, DC Comics is launching a year one comic for Mr. Terrific. So that's definitely going to be one of my pickups as well. And I recommend that for everybody because Mr. Terrific is one of the goats of DC Comics, like smartest man in the world.
Oh yeah, I did.
We had to have elevated music, Darren. We had to have elevated music.
I'm behind on some comics. Like I think Savage Lands Rogue #1 have come out, and I didn't pick it up because I was doing stuff. And so, yeah, Lance, are you into like crime noir stuff that's like throwbacks or no?
I could get into it if it's interesting.
There,
I'll read it.
there's a Dynamite Comics right now called Green Hornet, Miss Fury that I really, really dug the first issue. And it's like three iconic pulp heroes, and they put them together in a crossover. And I highly recommend it. That first issue had some dope art, and I dug it. And it's something that's I don't usually see on the stands, and so I was like, "Ooh, let me try that." And yeah, highly recommend it.
Okay.
And for those who are watching, our comic fans, if you're into crime, noir, detective stuff, Minky Woodcock, the girl called Cthulhu, just wrapped her 4 miniseries. This run of the character, it's freaky, it's weird, and it's punk. I love that. Cynthia Von Bueller was the artist and writer, and I highly recommend that book as well. If you're into that stuff.
3 up. I think my wife says that Severance is on her. I mean, not Severance. What's the show you just said?
White Collar.
White Collar. I think that's what she's referring to when she says it's on her list. I think I could be wrong. She tries to watch stuff without me, so I don't let that slide. I don't let that fly. Not in my house. I'm just waiting for her to reply to that. Oh, it's coming. It's going to be very loud and threatening. I had a very long list of shows to watch, but I'm recently caught up, and ever since I switched from cable, I'm enjoying life because all the shows are on streaming services, so no commercials. They're just all right there. I'm saving money. Who knew that this was the way of life, right? Like, who knew? Oh yeah. I saw that his new his new code name is Super Son. Apparently it's that because they don't want to mix up the names with the comic, like the new Superman movie with the comics, or at least that's what one of these BS sites said. I think that's a dumb reason. I think his name is just Super Son as a play on this Super Son's comic that he was in when he was a kid. Nobody's going to be dumb enough to mix up David Cornsweet with John Kent in the comics. Like, come.
God forbid you want to promote a show or a movie in a comic and you want to get the word out in every possible outlet. Like, come on now. Like, you got to give audiences nowadays that might be smarter to differentiate characters' names and be like, that guy looks nothing like that person, or that person looks nothing like that individual. So, come on.
I still have to laugh at watching like the commercials for before the Dogman movie came on screen. Basically, the trailer they showed the trailer of Captain America 4, and someone in the back goes, "Why is the Hulk red?" I'm like, general audience.
No, in my screening for Dogman, when they were when the and I had told Phil and Ronan this when the Captain America trailer came on, it was some kid sitting down with his mom talking about but he was already Falcon. I'm like, it made it worse that like dog, like, you're black, be happy, like, we came up.
The ball's
we
in your
came up.
court. Run with it. Like, yeah.
Like we came up. Like, why are you complaining about this? What's up,
Hi,
Phil?
Felipe.
Hey, what's up?
Me and Phil have been dealing with our share of idiots on Threads since Captain America 4 came out. It's just like Threads is the new Twitter.
Oh boy.
Threads it's legitimately, just off of this movie alone, it's more toxic than Twitter. And I'm genuinely surprised. I thought Threads was the safe place. Like I legitimately, I've never seen so many people this butthurt over a movie. They're not even butthurt over the movie. They're just saying Anthony Mackie's not a leading man. First of all, he's been leading his own show and got a second season off of it. If he wasn't a leading man, he wouldn't have got that. They wouldn't have entrusted him with the Captain America mantle if he was not a leading man. All these people that are trying to dog out the movie, I mean, you're crazy. Was the movie perfect? No. I've been telling people I put this movie up there with Captain America: First Avenger. It wasn't a perfect film, but it was a fun film. It was a fun film, especially for it being a period piece. It was a fun film. I still laugh at Chris Evans wearing the fake feet. They did not hide those well at all.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, that's weird to hear from Threads that like people are limping out of Twitter or X, whatever the hell, Twitter, into Threads. It's like, come on now. Like,
I had to get off Threads for the day between seeing stuff about spread all the misinformation that they spread over there about the emergency landing of the plane in Canada yesterday that went horribly wrong.
yeah.
To now they're talking about the IRS and spreading misinformation about people's taxes, and now you got people posting videos talking about some what did the guy say, Phil? Like, first of all, why are you even talking about some Mackie can't even beat Eminem? What?
I don't know. Some of the dumbest shit I saw was someone say the fact that Kevin Feige is allowed to get away with destroying IPs like Hulk is insane. Marvel Studios needs to replace Feige and pick a new head. Tell me you don't understand how this fucking industry works without actually saying it. Tell me you've never read a fucking comic book without actually saying it.
Yep.
Tell me I'm just a fucking dipshit on the internet without actually saying it.
Basically.
Damn, they're rushing to press the emergency button already? Already? Damn, we haven't even got to the Secret Wars yet. Like,
yeah, exactly. And
damn.
then you got people that are still mad about the whole Fantastic Four thing with Pedro Pascal, and I saw people talking about the toys for it. Like somebody leaked the images for like the action figures that are coming out. First of all,
really?
That box art, I'm finna see if I can try to find it. That box art is
yeah. It's consistent with the aesthetic of not just the movie, but the promo stuff that we saw at Comic-Con, where it was like the gas lamp banners, and it was ridiculous choice. But the fan they gave us to each Ari Hall-H member of like the design of New York, and
I didn't get one.
You didn't get one?
I didn't get one. No, I stayed until Kevin Smith's panel. I didn't get one. I stayed after because I wanted to watch Kevin Smith's panel.
A couple of people like they when they saw that, they gave me the tickets. They're like, a fan. They're like, F that. Here, you like it? I'm like, oh, here, you can take it. So I'm like,
you didn't give me one. Fuck you.
You didn't tell me you didn't get one. Like, what the?
Okay, I found it. Pull this up right here. These definitely look like some high quality figures. Let me see what this guy has to say.
Oh, cool. Marvel Legends.
This is the most hype that people have been in a long time for a Marvel movie. I mean, these figures are pretty damn cool.
Pause that.
Got the Human Torch built.
The fuck you mean this is the most hype people have been for a Marvel movie in a long time? Deadpool Wolverine came out last year. Quit talking out your ass for fucking hype. You fucking stupid motherfucker.
Hey, you
Oh
gotta
my
say
God.
you gotta say stuff to get clicks.
Algorithm.
Gotta
No.
hit that algorithm. But these
Oh, I know.
figures, first of all, they make Pedro looks older than he actually looks in the movie. That's my only gripe with Pedro's figure. He looks older. And oddly, the figure design makes him look more Latino for like some odd reason. Like he looks like somebody, but I don't know who he legitimately looks like.
Me.
Build a figure Herbie, and there's going to be a variant with the no flame on, so you could get that flame off. All right, that's what I'm talking about. These figures are looking so damn cool. They look like they got good articulation, good paint apps. And the box is a lot of fun. It's kind of like got a import feel. I know they're going with these square boxes right now. And look at that Build-A-Figure. Sadly, this is just amazing artwork from the Glowing Ghost over on Instagram.
If I have the time and money, I'll get him.
Why did he just get us like that, though?
What do you mean?
He just said this is only artwork.
Oh, because he's an ass clown. Oh,
but I mean, I definitely know that they're definitely coming out with Marvel Legends figures for them, and if they look they're gonna look better than that. But still, but look at this. Look at these comments. Why the hell did they let him have a mustache? Why did they let John Krasinski have a beard? What kind of question is
that? That's like saying you ruined the character by giving him a mustache. How fucking stupid are you?
These people are weird, but no, like I'd buy those in a heartbeat. Like honestly, I want to buy the Captain America, the new Captain America figures, like the Hot Toys, ones. They're they look so good, but they cost like $400.
That's why they call them Hot Toys. That they are pricey.
But I think this is gonna be the one that I like legitimately buy because the because Captain America. I was thinking about the wing. The Captain America one, the Sam Wilson one looks amazing to me, just from the like the attention to detail from everything from his wings to like the legit like suit. Like it looks good. And that's the thing about this movie. This movie looked good up until after the fight. That was my biggest gripe. It looked good up until his hey big guy, your son's getting real low moment. It looked good up until that. Like I was like during the fight, I was like, yeah. And then it gets to he gets up off the rubble, and then it just starts looking like he's just been dropped in there in Photoshop.
I was gonna say that wasn't the only thing. The suit was the other thing that looked weird, and that's.
I said, what is? And then when him and Ross are like standing there, and we didn't need to see Harrison Ford without a shirt. That was actually pretty gross. I'm not body shaming, but like, who wants to see an 80-plus-year-old man with no clothes on? Nope, not I.
Hey man, he's in good shape for his age, and some women are into it. That's all I could figure it out.
It was saggy.
Dude, it's 2025. People, there's range of people's, anyways.
If I didn't like anything, I am so over the Wakanda nanotech helmets. Yep. And even like the purple aura going around his shit. I was like, this is a little much. Like, the show was made, the movie was made, the suit was made. Wow, the suit was made in Wakanda. Sure. But I'm really over the whole let's do it super fast and make it look super fucking. It's like, no, you're being cheap. Like if you can have Joaquin Torres carry his helmet through this fucking movie, you could have done the same thing for Sam. Like this wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
Video
And if
coming
anything, that technology it makes it unique for Wakanda, and like
Yeah.
it's like I hope that like I don't know it's
There's
cool when
cultural
you see
appropriation.
no it's not even just that, but it's cool when an individual hero or a team has their own style with the clothing. The FF, it is very much that's the 60s aesthetic costume and whatnot. I can't
Yeah.
imagine what the X-Men costumes will be, or how what I loved from the Miss Marvel show and how she got her suit that was made from her family and whatnot. Like, I don't need for me, I don't need the upgrade from our neighbors in Wakanda. Like it's like that's cool, appreciate the love, but like I'm gonna do my own thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw one movie ago, Deadpool and Wolverine, yanking their masks on and off. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like,
And then my whole thing with the nanotech, it's like
Yep.
after the pandemic, legitimately, every superhero property went nanotech.
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Supergirl did it before, but then you get to
It wasn't the pandemic. It was Black Panther. After Black Panther, that's when everything could. Infinity War came, and then Iron Man had it, and then everybody else had it during that time. It was the year before 2019. That's when it happened.
And then you think about it. Flash season 7 pops up. We're supposed to be taking place literally days after the cliffhanger from the big fight with Eva McCulloch and all her minions. Barry's in the chamber or whatever. He wakes up and just does this, and his mask comes on. When did you do that? Why do you need why do you need a nanotech mask? You still have to take it off in
Because you have a love for
real
science.
bro,
I've been saying this since Infinity War, but people might hate me for this. But to me, a good example, Iron Man. The suit peaked in looks and design, all that stuff, in the first Iron Man and the first Avengers movie. That's it for me.
Yeah, we need to see superheroes make their suits again.
if
I'm
Doom-
working
at
on a
least
video on
Spider-Man
that.
did.
Like seriously, there's even with Spider-Man making his own suit, and you're seeing in the first Iron Man, seeing him just working on his boots, with the thrusters and everything, arm repulsors and everything. Like that made me, love of science, period, and it got me in engineering, while I was in school and everything. Like there is an aesthetic of actually making suits and watching the character make their own suit. I mean, I think we kind of lost that art form, though.
Darren has
will-
a message for you, Mike.
Oh no!
Well, listen, I'll just say
No.
that I'll take fireproof clothes for Johnny Storm. I'll take that. I'm not mad about that. But
Yeah.
I don't need the thing to nanotech his shirt, whatever. How you getting those sleeves? How you getting those sleeves with a big ass head? How do you get through that?
I will lose my shit if Doctor Doom has a fucking nanotech helmet. I will lose my fucking shit. Because that's the one Iron Mask character you do not nanotech his fucking outfit for. No, he takes that damn mask off with his hand for a fucking reason. I do not need to see this fucking bullshit. No. No.
But he got
Honestly,
magic, though.
Sam almost didn't do it in time.
Yeah,
Red
he
Hulk
was-
jumped
for
at him.
Red
He
Hulk.
about to jump him, squeeze the shit out of him. But
He
'cause
turned
movie-
around. He said, "Oh."
So,
You know,
who
it's
could have
so funny.
used a nanotech helmet?
I've seen
John Walker,
yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen people
looking like
fucking bitching and moaning. Oh, Sam Wilson wouldn't have survived that fight with the Hulk. He wouldn't have survived that. No one said shit when Tony Stark got the dog fuck beat out of him by Thanos. Nobody said shit. Nobody said a fucking word. No one. Not one person.
Because he didn't win.
Selective
No.
outrage. It's selective outrage.
it is.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you didn't win. It don't matter.
Actually, it does because
No, it doesn't. It does not matter. Let me tell you why it doesn't
the
matter.
difference, sir.
It-
I rebuke.
You mean to tell me?
So maybe
Thanos-
turn my camera on. I pull
I
my
don't give a
back
fuck
out.
if you turn your camera on or off. I really don't give a shit.
Okay, stealth mode.
Talk to me,
Where
Dr.
are
Phil.
Where are you?
Listen,
I'm in the
in the same movie,
darkness.
Thanos clowns the Incredible Hulk
I
in
was
less
born in
than
it.
30 seconds. Okay.
Molded by it.
He then, in the third act of the movie, beats the absolute dog water out of Iron Man and launches a moon on top of him. For all realistic physical purposes, Iron Man should have been fucking dead.
That's
So
canon.
you can't sit here. You cannot sit here and point at Red Hulk beating the dog shit out of Sam Wilson and being like, "Oh man, Sam Wilson should have fucking died." Where the fuck was that energy when Thanos dropped a goddamn moon on Tony Stark?
Yep. And
Selective outrage, my friends.
and
Selective
then
outrage.
people already say, well, you can't say that the comics are like the films or like the MCU. You can, because that's where they're pulling from. The fact that Sam Wilson has canonically fought both versions of the Red Hulk. He fought the second version of the Red Hulk, and what did he have to do? He had to use his mind, literally had to use his mind, because in the comics, Sam's only power is, for some odd reason, they let the black man be able to talk to birds. He
A telepathic connection with Bird, with his
Yeah,
red
for
wing,
some-
who's actually not a drone in the comics.
yeah, for some reason he can tell. He called birds to help him defeat this other Red Hulk, because he was also trying to protect his cousin, who's also just a normal person. So he's sitting there fighting a rampaging Red Hulk who had, first of all, a Red Hulk that's only supposed to be able to transform for 1 hour at a time, but has a gauntlet put on his arm that's mind controlling him, that's keeping him shifted into his Red Hulk form. He also has a thick black mustache for some reason. He calls all these different, he calls hawks, seagulls, the regular little birds that you see flying around in your neighborhoods. He calls a bald eagle. The only reason that the bald eagle survived is because this new Red Hulk is also a general and just loves America. That's the only reason why he let this bird, survive. He beat the dog water out of Sam. Okay. And Sam still got up, did the same thing he didn't talk him down. He tried to talk this Hulk down. It did not work. It did not work at all, because he's mind controlled. But he did the same thing in the source material. So people saying it's unbelievable to happen in live action. No, what's unbelievable to happen in live action is Steve Rogers holding a helicopter and holding on to the side of a building for dear life and just like pulling the helicopter down. That's what's unbelievable. Okay. So all you people did, everybody's talking about some, oh yeah, Sam should have died. Yeah, he very well, he should have died. But the operative word here is fantasy. This isn't real. Take the realism out of it. He walked away from this fight with broken ribs, broken arm. He cussed his own self out every time he got knocked down. I mean, the Red Hulk was throwing trees at him, helicopter propellers, threw him into the White House, threw the White House flag at him, threw the podium at a whole bunch of normal people. I hope he didn't kill it. They should have clarified whether Red Hulk killed anybody, because I'm pretty sure some people got maimed. Well, no, the helicopter pilots. He definitely killed those guys. Like they're definitely dead.
Didn't he bitch slap someone?
Did he?
America.
Yeah, I think he bitch slapped someone.
America.
No, he person.
I think he did.
The
other thing I did not like is they kind of nerfed Red Hulk.
Not kind of, they did.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about like power set wise.
Yes.
The one thing that the way I thought the fight was gonna end is Sam was gonna see that he was overheating. It was gonna keep him. And was gonna keep like going, give him to overexert himself. Only time you saw this man heat up was when he burnt through his clothes.
Yes. And then the fact that like that was a sign of like when he hit the wings, how much radiation or power that was coming off of that, like just by one punch, and it was just that much energy. But I thought, okay, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna overheat him. That's how you beat him. I'm like, no. I'm just gonna give you some Angry Bird, one wing, a 2-piece. Actually, you rip one leg off like I do with my Popeyes, but you gotta have one still standing on, and then he's got that open wound there. Now, last time I checked, the Hulk can actually heal from slices and dices and stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't see this person getting cut, the hell up and everything. And literally, Lucas was right next to me, like, "Hey, the Hulk doesn't get sliced up like that. No, no, he can take bullets and all that. Yeah, no, he can heal. So this one doesn't. Like, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
It
Like,
just
he definitely like I said,
you
I no,
slicing
I
them.
said the same thing though. I'm like, and my wife was like, well, they are kind of like blades. I said
No,
that shouldn't necessarily pierce his
no,
skin.
no. Hey, listen, this is the plot of the movie. My there was the one moment when he stopped the flagpole was when Luke is like, "Come on now, yeah." That's like, dude, you should be knocked out. At least you just like be swinging, not just like, oh, I'm holding it. 'Cause that's some super soldier type stuff. Like, come on
Cause
now.
like, I was thinking that too though. I'm like, your jetpack is
Yeah,
not
no,
that strong.
no.
Like your jetpack, but then I went back and watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and got first of all, the best episode was after John Walker went nuts.
Yeah, when they had to do a
And
2-on-1
Oh,
fight.
episode
Yes.
5. Yeah.
they had to 2-on-1. Bro, they had to break that man's arm to get the shield off. That entire fight. Yes, that old jetpack that was not Wakandan technology. The way he flew at like Bucky was holding him, and then Sam flew at him with the shield, like just like ah. I said, okay, yeah, you got some propulsion on that thing. So I'll give the jetpack is to have him flying at those type of speeds. Yes, it's powerful, but powerful enough for you to be able to hold something from the Red Hulk, the
No.
guy that just launched you through the White House. Yeah, no, and also, you soldiers, Sam. You can't tell them to stand down, and you're a normal soldier. You were them, so you can't expect them to stand down, and like they're looking at you. It's like Bucky said, like you're gonna inspire people. Like they're trying to help you. Plus, Hulk's scary. So yeah, they're gonna try to do whatever they can to like contain this beast. But you can't say, y'all stand back. No, Sam, you're gonna suffer the same fate, dog. Like that was the fight was great. The fight was great. Like I felt every single blow from the Red Hulk. I felt Sam was being so agile, like he timed everything perfectly. Sam is a great tactician in the field. And we've known this for a while now, but you can tell that he honed his skills throughout this entire film. The one thing that I give Sam credit for is you don't have the super soldier serum, so you made up for it. From Falcon and the Winter Soldier, seeing him struggle against that final battle with Carly Morgenthau, seeing him struggle from that, and still getting used to being able to move and maneuver with the shield and all of that until now. This entire Sam was doing moves and stuff with vibranium may be a very light metal, but at the end of the day, it's still a metal. You're still a human. Watching him kick that shield in just his normal civilian clothes made my shins and ankles hurt. But he worked the shield. I'm sorry, he worked the shield better than Steve. Steve does he throws it, lets it bounce off stuff.
Sir.
Yes.
I need you to repeat that one more time.
He worked the shield better than Steve.
He worked the shield better than Steve. He had to. That's the advantage that he had to do, bro. You can't take that from him. He had to know how to do that because he doesn't have super strength. He doesn't have enhanced agility.
He had fun with the shield for sure. Yeah,
like he became one with that thing. Like when it did get when the soldiers did disarm him from it, he figured out a way to get it back. His precision, just throwing it as a regular person with all his might, no jetpack on, not using the jetpack to propel it, just a hand-to-hand fight. You can't take that from him, bro. I'm sorry. Look at Mike. He's like, Oh, he might be right. Yeah, he might be right. Yeah.
Oh no no
Yeah.
no 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 no! Actually, the opposite. But you can go on.
No. How? No. Explain. I want to hear this. Explain, please. We're all waiting. We're
All right.
all waiting.
So sorry, I might move up. I'm kind of healing on this heating pad. I actually pulled my back early today. Um,
Doing what? You sound like
I-
me.
no, just yeah, just walking and aging. Um, that's it. And also it's cold, so I think it got in my bones.
Uh,
Um,
uh, uh,
yeah. So, uh, no, to the point. One of my issues with the movie in terms of combat was that yeah, I thought some of the combat with him not having super soldier serum, that some of the shield works to kind of look like, okay, come on now. Now I understand that obviously the vibranium. Not trying to play movie logic here, but vibranium is light, so therefore, oh yeah, well yeah, he can do all those tricks like that because of the vibranium so light compared to when people like how he can throw that shield. Not about the amount of force, just the way you directed that type of vibranium and everything because it absorbs energy. And But to me, I just felt some of the combat there was not up to par. And you mentioned Falcon Winter Soldier. I rewatched this over this weekend, and in my review, I couldn't say something was missing in this movie. And I'm thinking, okay, everyone think, oh yeah, something was missing. It was Steve Rogers. Like, no, 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 no. And it's not even the issue about him being Captain America, but I felt the spirit of Captain America was missing in this movie for me. And I'm like, where? And I'm like, where is it? And I watched back to Falcon Winter Soldier. Like, the spirit was in those 6 episodes. I'm like, well, what was it? Well, you actually have the themes of him dealing as a person, of him actually saying, "I'm a black man with the shield." And obviously they played it safe for this movie, but I felt they almost gave all of their seasoning in the Disney Plus show, and then kind of gave the fat in this movie, which is why people feel, it's all right.
I can agree with that. I can agree
I
with that.
honestly feel that what it was. I'm like, I could not put my finger on it for the last couple of days. And when people were like talking about, oh yeah, this movie was empty. I'm like, then what was it? And I'm like, no, it's not. You guys talking about Steve Rogers and he's not Cap. Like, no, no, no. I love Falcon Winter Soldier, but I'm like, what was it about those episodes that it was in there that was not in this movie? And I'm saying it was all the stuff that his transition of becoming Captain America, honestly, should have been in this movie. I felt, and I don't want to say the show was a mistake because it is what it is, but I felt like just in terms of the emotional beats that would have this film have an emotional weight. Like again, Isaiah Bradley getting the statue, him throwing the shield with Bucky and just talking, about using his experience as a grief counselor and everything, but also him what Captain America represents to other people. You know, and I felt those aspects, even though that might have been there in this movie, it wasn't as strong as it was in the Disney Plus show. And I'm not saying because the show had 6 hours and this movie had two. I just think it's just what the story that was given in this was. I
Script.
felt yes, right. I felt was missing the beats that actually made this an emotional bond with Captain America. And that's where I felt like with this, where like certain action scenes, even when he was doing the flips and stuff, when he was training Louisiana, I felt that when he was, I felt that. Why am I not feeling nothing watching this movie? I don't know, right? And I was like, I just couldn't put my finger on it, but that's what it was. So to the point where him coming and holding Carly, and that's the girl name, and when he was flying, like an angel, and bring her to the ambulance and stuff like that. Like, come on, like that should have been the fucking movie in the movie,
Yeah.
like that. What represents hope, and stuff like that. So when moments like in Civil War, Cap dropping the shield, to moments where even then when Steve like say I'm not gonna fight you, you're my friend, and then Bucky lifting him out of the water, and then in the first Avenger when
What's up,
Steve
Jake?
is literally just
Hey,
taking
Jake.
the flag before he even gets the serum, and then able to drops the whole flag and then picks it up. That those moments I felt was missing in that movie. And it had nothing to do about Steve Rogers. That's being objectively as possible as I can. I feel a lot of people are glossing over trying to jump on that bandwagon. But at the same time, I have to be objective here when I'm saying there's some things that are missing here.
But
It
you can't necessarily say that he still didn't, embody what Captain America means in his own type of aspect. Because yes, you are right. You have to think it took him a long time to get comfortable with being Captain America. He never wanted to take on that weight in the first place. That's what Falcon and the Winter Soldier was, essentially all about. So
Yeah, I
just
felt that
seeing
was a
him,
mistake.
just comfortable with people saying, "What's up, Cap? What's up, bro?" Like the first few minutes of the film literally had me smiling from ear to ear because it just felt good. I'm like, Sam, yes, you have stepped into this role, you have accepted it. But if you watch my review, my biggest gripe is the fact that I hate when shows do this anyway, place that doubt
Yes, no,
within the
exactly.
hero.
That's
Oh.
exactly
I
my
hate
point.
that.
I
I
was
hate
like,
that.
and in my review, I said exactly what you said. I'm like, listen, don't say, man, I shouldn't have taken that shield. Oh, maybe she was wrong, bro. You spent 6 episodes dealing with this stuff. I don't need watch like that's
That was
Boys.
Bucky's only reason for being there
That
was
was the
to
only-
be the
but it was-
motivationals.
right, but
part.
it was added for fan service. He didn't
Yeah.
need to be like he didn't need to be there. But yeah,
What's
It
up, Phil?
felt-
Hold on, Jake.
Go on, Rona. Go you first.
Oh, it felt to me because I guess we're going spoilers and whatnot. And I haven't done
Might
a
as
review
well.
for this film, just because I'm so like it's fine for me, and yet I'm mixed on it because there are elements in it that like I see it there. There's do this. You don't need this. You don't need this. Put that back. Tease this a little bit. Just hone in on these moments and these characters, and that's why like. For those who doubt it, I went to go paid out of my own money to see the movie to support Anthony, to support Sam, and support Cap. He's Captain America. I'm behind him. But damn, there are moments that like, oh, you had me, and then for the most part, I was like, oh, we're not gonna stay on that. Like that's the movie. That's the story that we should be talking about. And I told to Mike that when someone appears in the movie, I was happy to see them appear, like, hey, and see them together again. But I told this to Mike that, like, when he started talking about, I didn't take the serum, and maybe Steve was wrong. If to me, I got PTSD back, and I know how people feel about the film. It reminded me of what John Boyega went through as Finn in The Last Jedi, where it's like, okay, he had the doubts, he was thinking about himself, and then he chose to do something more in Force Awakens, and then we see him back in Last Jedi, and it's just like, I gotta get out of here. Where's Ray? Where's Ray? I gotta get back. I gotta get out of here. And it's just like, I was like, no, we dealt with this already. But what I also had to think to myself is that this film was also supposed to be a thing that people can come in new into it if you haven't seen the show. But if you've seen the show, it feels a little derivative. Like there's talking points when at a point Isaiah brings up what he's went through. And there was lines of him, the exposition that was supposed to be like, oh, you don't know who I am? This is what I went through in that Falcon Winter Soldier series that you may have not seen beforehand. And I look at this film and like VFX aside, I'm mixed on, and some stunts, action pieces that I'm mixed on. To me, the heart of this film was Isaiah Bradley. It was Carl Lumley's performance, and
Yep.
To those who doubted it, Harrison Ford brought it as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, and this is where I feel like again there was moments that like lean into that stuff. Like you don't need the Serpent Society that much. You don't need the leader one out. Like hone in on that angle and make it a thing to think about of what Sam is dealing with now as Cap. And I just like again, there's scenes that I'm like, you got it. There, that script, those lines, you got it. And then for the most part, it would take away, and I'd be like, oh no, I gotta sit through these elements to get to that thing back. And yeah, and for those who doubt or wonder, I believe in Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, and I believe in Sam Wilson as Captain America. He's Cap for me now. Having said that, the script that was handed to this film and what I had seen with my own eyes didn't help him in this era in the MCU. It didn't throw him any strength and whatnot. He still got it. And I still feel it. It's just you need a better story and a better dynamic editing with the characters you're around with. And I see it. I felt it. Joaquin Torres, I felt a little bit of the vibe there. It's different than Bucky and Sam, but I felt what they could have done with it, although I didn't get it in this film. And the fact that there's moments where like you see Sam saying to Ross, listen, you and I disagree on stuff. You want to work with me? Let's work together. And you see the doubt in Ross and why he's going out of his way. It's like the minutia's there. It's just that you can tell that the film was messed with around. How many times and how much? Who knows? Part of me feel like that's not my business, but I could feel it that it was. I felt that this was put through the grind a couple times for
It's
me.
business. Pay for it.
I paid for it too, and I had no
Paid
problem
for it
paying
too.
for that. I had no problem.
No
paying
problem.
For that. Like, listen, I think Sam doubting himself with this whole thing, it shouldn't come as a shock to anybody. Doubt isn't something you just deal with one time and then fucking move on from it. That's not how doubt
That's
works.
true. That's
No.
true. That's
No.
true.
That's not at all how doubt works.
That's very true.
That's fair, but
Be it in a fictional scenario, be it in a real world scenario, it does not matter. And also, context is important. Why did Sam doubt himself? Because he just sat there and watched Joaquin Phoenix, or sorry, wow, I did it again. Joaquin Torres. Joaquin
doing
Torres.
that.
Paisano.
That's another issue. That's another issue. But anyway, I won't say it here.
Well, no, it's because they both have the first name Joaquin, and like
No.
anyway. No, that's exactly what it is. You can choose to believe me or not, whatever. It's my point is like the context in which the doubt stems from. What just happened? He saw Joaquin Torres take a fucking nosedive into the water, battle beaten and scarred, and now he's sitting there watching his wingman fight for his life. What do you think is going to go through his fucking mind at that point? Damn, maybe Steve was wrong. Damn, maybe I should have taken that serum. It's not about all that shit that happened with Falcon Winter Soldiers. That's not invalidating any of that. If anything, it's reinforcing that 100%. But here's and also to have that person, I don't want to spoil it for anyone in the chat who hasn't seen the movie, but hell, if they spend time on Twitter, they've probably watched the whole fucking movie. When that person comes in and tells them, no, you're wrong. You are what Captain America should aspire to be. You are not Steve. Yeah. And that's the fucking point. And I think what they did, and look, I don't disagree with anything Ronan said. It's pretty clear that you can tell that this movie went through some pretty shifty editing. It's got some very uneven looking images. It's got some very questionable scenes in it, for sure. I'm not even a bit, my biggest hang up with the film is the way they handled the leader. That's my biggest. That for me is like my biggest hang up, and that's coming from someone who liked the Incredible Hulk and where all of that was headed to, and clearly it kind of comes a little bit around in here.
Same do I.
Yeah. Honestly, I look at the stuff they handle with Sam and Isaiah is even in his corner. Like, look, I didn't want you to do this. The fact you are speaks volumes to who you are as a character, even when you and I don't disagree. Like in the very beginning of the movie, when Isaiah tells him, like, you really want to work with Ross? The man who helped the government that fucking put me away for 30 years and experimented on me? And he was like, look, I don't trust the guy either. But at the same time, it's like, I'm Captain America. He's the fucking president of the United States. If there's got to be common ground, I want to at least try. And I love that. I think to Ronan's point, the strongest thing in the movie is the relationship between Isaiah and Steve wow, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking.
No, I get it. It's Isaiah, Sam, and Ross. Those three.
To play off of that point with the relationships, I think one of the other strongest points of this film is they play into the whole lesson that's taught about Captain America in the first film, and that's also reinforced at the end of Endgame. Not the perfect soldier, but the good man. And that is who Sam is, the good man. Steve had that perfect soldier part about him, and that's also why Bucky was not handed the shield. Bucky was the perfect soldier. Sam is the good man. And they play into those bits with especially the doubt. Doubt's a part of being human. That's a part of just what we are, at what we deal with as regular people, and that's part of what Falcon and the Winter Soldier went into was their struggles as regular people. Doubt is very much a part of that, and it's how they play into it. We're going to doubt ourselves that every single turn we have in our lives. We're going to wonder whether or not someone made the right decision trusting us, especially with such a big burden like that. And the fact that Sam witnessed, now that he's in like that leader sort of position, pardon the pun, that leader sort of position, now that he's there, the fact that he's seeing, his Falcon now, like it's immediately gone wrong when he's put in the front seat, you're going to feel doubt. You're going to feel like, man, would this have happened if somebody else was at the helm and not me? So those realistic elements are, I think, the strongest bits of this movie. And like Phil, my strongest gripes were with the leader and some other bits here and there. You can definitely tell it had some issues in the editing. I was not the biggest fan of how Giancarlo's character was incorporated, but I still really like the film overall, and the human elements, I think, are the strongest bits.
I'll disagree on that.
I
liked how Giancarlo was.
I want to say something about what Phil said, but I want to give Mike, because Mike's been biting his tongue to say some stuff. So Mike, do your thing, and then I would want to echo something that Phil said.
No, so you guys made very valid points, all that, and you're absolutely correct. You're not wrong. You're just not accurate. And so when it comes to I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're not accurate. So in the character of Sam Wilson, I love you guys. I love you too. I really. Is that in character Sam Wilson, right? You just jump from this movie, right? Just understand. Also from the audience perspective, a lot of people don't watch these Disney Plus shows, unfortunately, right? And a lot of the meat they leave on the cutting room floor because they put it on the 6 episodes of the show. I'm not saying that the show was a mistake, but after watching this movie, I'm like, you know what? If you could combine some elements from this show and story points that did not happen, but we just waited until they happened in this movie, you probably would have had a better movie. But I'm not saying the character himself is excluded from that, because the Disney Plus shows are a part of his character. But again, movies matter. All right. Movies matter. And that's what the studios want to bring us back to, right? So I do believe a lot of people are disingenuous when they're talking about certain things about the actual character of Sam, because that's not what we're talking about here. It's the story that he's in to help elevate him as a character. In Falcon Winter Soldier, right? He was introduced. He had a wingman, right? That died, right? It got shot and everything, right? That story point has never been addressed ever in any of the movies. But yet there was a shot in this movie of the picture of the wingman, the same one in Winter Soldier in there, addressed, right? You just not just have somebody who's now taking the mantle of Captain America. You have someone else to take the mantle of Falcon. So there could have been an inner struggle there of him saying, not only the fact that I'm taking this mantle here, but this person is taking my name here. And I remember the last time I had someone who was my wingman, he got shot, right? And add another element of military PTSD of being with comrades and understanding of like, hey, I mean, I know I've been on teams. I've been on, with the event. I've been with Cap and stuff, but I've been the only Falcon. And now there's another one here. And I don't know how I feel about that. Not because I don't think you're good enough. Is I don't want you to be killed just like my wingman was years ago. Right. And there's hope. Listen, I should not be writing your fucking scripts. But listen, I'm telling you, you see how y'all reacted to it? It's like, yo, and that is with the character that's already established. Right, that's already established here. So that emotional weight, we don't need to see the actor that got who was a stand-in for that character that is past wingman. We just need to see that story point deliver, because you are also a grief counselor. What is your grief?
Sam Wilson? Mike, you said it right there. Like, to me, and again to echo what Phil was saying, I think that scene with the individual that comes, that we're all like, yay, it's him. They're together again. Me. That scene was fine there, and what was happening was fine. To me, I guess it's just execution with dialogue. To me, you could have just flipped it instead of him being like, maybe I shouldn't be Captain America. Maybe I don't deserve you. I think it should have been about, because, again, an element that was brought up was like, Sam, I need you to be Captain America because I want to put the Avengers together again. And it's like, whoa, okay. Oh, my wingman just got shot. Maybe it shouldn't be just that. Like, for me, again, my perspective, maybe it shouldn't have been a struggle of him wondering whether he should still be Captain America or not. It should have been, I'm Captain America. can I save everybody I can around me? And should I do this alone for a little while until I find my rhythm, and then I bring in people? Should we even consider bringing the Avengers now? And I could barely handle Joaquin getting injured. And like you said, like you should have flipped it where the person who arrives is counseling Sam and be like, "Hey man, you counsel, like, you not even say this, but like you've been there for people there. Give me a minute just to be here for you." And flip there and be like, look at, you could even say how Sam is trying to counsel his way as Cap, handling Isaiah, handling Ross, and now you're handling Joaquin. And there's this, again, this moment someone says about, Steve made people believe in something. You make people, you inspire people and whatnot. And it's like that comes with something that a lot of, I think, what makes superheroes unique, where it's like you can't save everybody, and so you can inspire a lot of people to be like you or look up to you. And it's like that's something that mortality is a real thing, and that's something that individual has to handle on their own. Yeah. And with the interaction with Joaquin, again, I can only speak to with Joaquin's angle because I'm a Latino, and seeing Anthony as Cap, I'm like, no, you don't have to say the I could do. You can't say I'm with you to the end line. Be like, hey man, I'm with you, man. Doesn't matter what not. I got it. I can hold my own. Like if you get worried, that's fine. But like, I'm willing to do this. This is my choice. I'm choosing to put myself in danger because it's not about me. It's about us. And it's like you have my 6, I'll have your 6, and we'll deal with the rest. Again, just readjustment. Execution was the thing. That setting, what was happening, because I was bummed. Like, oh no, not Joaquin already. But reverse it. Like the counselor needs some counseling for just a minute or two about it, and whatnot. And again, to reiterate that, like, film was fine. There was a lot of missed opportunities, in my opinion, but that doesn't negate me wanting to see Anthony again as Cap. Right. I want to see him again. Right. I want to see Joaquin again as Falcon. Right. And I think they got really, really, really fortunate. And I hope Carl Lumley gets a lot more press right now that they got lucky. They cast him as Isaiah Bradley, and that they got Harrison Ford to take up the mantle that William Hurt brought in as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Jesus, that's a mouthful.
Can I add in this little this little nugget just to go along with what all of you guys said?
Yes, please.
Also thinking about the fact that he has those doubts, we have to remember, and this is brought back to my remembrance because I am currently rewatching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When Sam first took up the mantle of Falcon, when he first started working with Steve, he knew nothing about Isaiah Bradley. He knew nothing about Bucky. He knew nothing about that. So he went in fresh. He wanted to help, the whole on your left thing. Him and Steve, they hit it off right away. They were fast friends. Wanted to help him out. Then he finds out about Bucky. Finds out what happened to Bucky. That being his literal first sidekick. Little seeds of doubt get planted right then and there, even though he doesn't realize it. But him and Bucky become, reluctant friends. I'm not even going to say, fast friends. They're reluctant friends. Boom. Bucky drops the bombshell about Isaiah Bradley, finding out that there was a black super soldier all the way back then who was put in jail. Nobody knew about it. Seeds of doubt. If he knew something about it, maybe he could have done something about it. Then you pick up with the new kid. You already feel like you can't fill Steve's shoes. So you give the shield away. The government doesn't respect you at all. They don't even tell you that they're picking a new mascot for America. They legitimately pick as Jake said, the perfect soldier. But again, picking the perfect soldier comes with baggage, because let's just be completely honest. Even before John decided to take the super soldier serum, he was already feeling backed into a corner because Sam and Bucky did not respect him at all. They did not respect him because he didn't deserve the shield. Bucky was already pissed at Sam because of that, which is actually hilarious. So you see Cap with another sidekick, Battlestar. What happens to Battlestar? He gets his chest blown out by a little girl.
Yeah.
By a short super soldier. And then he sees John crash out on top of that, watching Sam legitimately crying while scrubbing blood off the shield is some of the best imagery that we have gotten on Disney Plus in so long. That joint hits so hard. So he has all of this baggage. When he finally does pick up the shield, he's still not as comfortable as he wants to be. But we see him going through that training montage. He knows he can do it because why? We just saw, John Walker, normal guy at first, peak physical condition. Again, the perfect soldier, training with the shield, doing everything with it, throwing it just as hard as Steve Rogers, just doing his best, but his head's not there. Why? Because he has PTSD from the war. He wants to be perfect. Even going as far as saying, I feel like, me and Steve I feel like we're brothers. Boy, get out of here with that BS. What are you talking about? So
and then like to even add to that, like when he's fighting Sam and he's about ready to do the thing with the shield, he goes, "I am Captain America," and it's like
no. Add to that even further. Why do you think they left the white out of John Walker's Captain America costume? White's the color of purity. John Walker does not have that.
Right, and then even going all the way back to Captain America: The First Avenger, Dr. Erskine tells Steve straight up, like, "Do you know why you were chosen for this? Because you have the heart of a good person. That serum amplifies not just the mind or the body, everything.
Good becomes great, bad becomes worse.
Exactly, right.
And like, look who was the first person to like calm down Walker." And what did he tell him? He's like, "I don't want the shield." He's like, "Dude, just put the shield down. Like, you made a mistake." He didn't say you committed a crime. He said you made a mistake. Trying to counsel him and calm him down, like, dude, just relax and whatnot. And that's why, man, I'll say this about the movie: it got me to watch Falcon Winter Soldier again. Like, it got me to watch that show again. And like,
I watched it last week before the movie.
And like, I would not say he wasn't always an anti-hero. He started it off. He wanted to do the right thing. He wanted to do the taking the serum, him taking that serum. It legitimate. Like, first of all, he came in. He was already pissed because Bucky and Sam were leaving him out. He's flaunting around all this power, getting Bucky out of prison, basically telling the lady like, "Oh, he's not going to do that anymore." Why? Because I said so. He took the role of Captain America because he felt as if it gave him power. And he thought he was doing something by not taking the serum. He was trying to do what Sam is doing, but Sam is succeeding at it.
But it was ego. After he got beat by 2 black women, then that's when he like, nope, not today.
Yep. No, and then he took the serum. What's up with all the knives?
Yeah, and like
the Flag Smashers got all these things.
And again, I think like what I was saying about Isaiah, like Carl Lumbly, man, I'm not gonna. To me, it's that last scene before Sam does fully embrace, maybe not fully, but he does embrace the Captain America title. Is when he talks to Isaiah, pledges allegiance to that, my brother, and like no self-respected black man would want to be Captain America. And like, but here's the thing about the beauty about the show. By the end of it, Isaiah sees him. Isaiah sees Sam. And like chokes up in his seat, being like, "Holy shit, he might have just pulled it off and whatnot." And like, to me, folks, I can't say it enough. Carl Lumbly, thank God he was in this movie.
Yeah,
thank God he was in the movie, because there's a scene, y'all, in the park, and Carl gave the performance. That was the one time I was like, fuck, okay, we gotta do something about this. And I for sure thought that was it. I thought for sure that was the movie. And I was like, okay, we are saying stuff and yet giving us entertainment.
Bro, and then the simple fact that we finally got to see Isaiah Bradley. We got to see Isaiah Bradley in action. Do you know how much I would pay to get a flashback show for Isaiah Bradley?
There's other elements why they wouldn't do that, and honestly, I'm not gonna say that I think they should have done that for this movie, especially because of everything that's going on right now. They're showing, a man getting, not only being put into, prison by his own government and stuff like that. It just would not have set well, with the audience. But like I said, I honestly think not that what happened in the Disney Plus show was a mistake. is the fact that the elements was not presented or in this movie was a mistake. And that's that. And I honestly feel because you go back to Winter Falcon, where it's like, oh, I enjoy it. This was still one of my top 3 favorite, shows. But again, it still is a dichotomy that a lot of people, the general public, they understand. My dad is not watching Disney Plus shows. My dad, who's in his 60s, right? We watch. I remember when I was going, when beginning MCU, we all go to movies together, watch the MCU. So he was on record on every single thing since Endgame. Then after that, when they add Disney Plus and all that, I'm like, wait, who's that? Wait, who's this? Wait, Falcon Winter Soldier. Wait, where is it? When is it coming out? No, it's on right now on streaming service that I pay for. Wait, it is on episode TV. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch that. And listen, my wife, she did not watch the Falcon Winter Soldier show. She went in this movie blind. She still had a good, decent time, right? Which is why this is someone who's not tapped in. This movie, I said it was average in terms of it passed the MCU checkpoint, but doesn't set the universe back like a Secret Invasion or Ant-Man the Wasp, whatever. So when people are over exaggerating,
it's like the run of the mill, like earlier.
Right,
just not Iron Man 3. Just not
right.
Iron Man 3.
And it's no disrespect to anybody. I'm just gonna say what it is. We're gonna forget about this movie by July. I'm sorry. I'm just saying what's happening, because even then, like this movie, I cannot say what's stuff that was actually memorable where we can go back. Like, I can go back to Winter Soldier and watch the elevator scene. I can go back to Civil War and watch the Winter Soldier Bucky through a fight, one fight and everything. Not saying they're not good moments here, because listen, I said the moments of him flying near the Celestial, that was probably one of the best parts of the movie. Like the adrenaline, the anticipation, all that stuff. Falcon's flying. He's best when he's flying, So, so those scenes were not boring to me at all. I was in it. But aside from maybe one moment with the Red Hulk and stuff like that, but it just, I felt that this movie could have been a lot more, and I was frustrated. And I'm even saying, as a black man, one to another who wants to see us win, that I'm going to be honest, but I know when there's seeds where like this movie wasn't trying to be bad. It's like, no, this is just things that was not cleaned up properly that makes all the negatives look so much grander than what it actually is, which to me is frustrating, because anytime you have someone that looks like me or Lance or Miguel on screen, it costs so much more when we have those mistakes, which is why I went on the way I did in my review, because I established it nothing to do with Anthony Mackie, nothing to do with Harrison Ford and anything like that. I'm saying the way this film is structuring, and unfortunately, this is I said in my review, is a constant reminder of what certain past MCU installments do, where it's not entirely bad. They're just things that were good that was not amplified because of not tying everything together, and then which makes it the negatives way more worse, and the audience going way more harsher than when actually acknowledging, hey, there's some good things in here, and I'm not going to be ignorant saying they're not. There's good things in the Marvels. There's good things in Secret Invasion and She-Hulk, but they just get glossed over by I don't want to say stupidity, just like the silly mistakes, that I just feel like, hey, someone did send it to you and you actually proofread this project, because like, come on now. Like, that's, and I see it over and over and over again. That makes it way more frustrating than just saying, well, it's Madam Web. I don't care. Madam Web was intentionally bad. I don't give a damn about that. They didn't care about making good product. They didn't care about making good product with Craven or Morbius. These movies are different, which is why I'm harsher the way I am, because this should not be happening, especially with actors that I know are really talented and also don't even deserve any ounce of what's going on in the media right now. So that is my main thing why I'm so passionate about this, because like this is unfair for them.
Well, that's one thing that I've noticed about these past couple movies is, like, look at the previous MCU movies before this, like in that phase 4 and 5 time, that were considered like the big hits as far as that goes. The 2 most recent ones that had more positive than negative reception were Guardians 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine. I say MCU on that one loosely, but this is actually the first MCU film in a while that has actually felt like it's connected to all those other ones and has brought in elements from all those other films, because those past two films I just mentioned really didn't do that. And, some of the other ones that did, that were just mentioned, weren't exactly, regarded as some of the best or anything. A lot of people have their problems with the Marvels. A lot of people have their problems with Quantumania. But I appreciated at least that this film tied into other things, and at least to me, it made the universe feel a little bit more connected than it had in a while.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely. I mean, I've seen people also laud the criticism of like, oh, this is just a soft Incredible Hulk sequel, and I pose the question: is that really a bad thing? I don't think so.
What's the problem?
What is the problem with that? Because
Well,
there's a lot of overlap between Captain America and Incredible Hulk, not only in the MCU but in the comics in general.
Yeah.
Like these two characters, they are intertwined by way of the U.S. government, so it would stand to reason that having some of their plot lines come together isn't out of the realm of possibility.
And having Thaddeus Ross in the movie at all creates overlap. So.
Right, and it doesn't, but like, and I get the sentiment, like they cross paths and whatnot, but like as a result of this iteration, the stuff that could hone in on Sam and Captain America in this new age left plenty of opportunity to be improved on that. Like, not that like it can't work, the mix too, it could possibly, and again, I've said it, the elements are there. It's just like for what they did from the time of conception to release date, they missed some marks, and there was room for opportunities.
True,
And
but at the same time, if you're comparing in terms of like developing a Captain America comparatively to Steve Rogers to Sam Wilson, we're talking about like 4 to 5 movies versus a TV show and a movie. I agree, there is more room for development here for Sam, but at the same time, I do think that people are being fairly harsher on this movie for some pretty nonsensical fucking reasons.
oh, that's true.
Right, like when
That is
Steve was
true.
going through his Captain America development, you didn't have anything to compare it to, so people
But-
just let it flow.
and that I agree.
Yeah.
That I agree. But go ahead, Mike.
No, to the Incredible Hulk comment that you made, well, I'll say this: it doesn't help when most of your emotional beats come 16 years ago with different actors. And I'm sorry, Harrison Ford gave a good performance, but and Lily, me and Lucas sitting there like, I feel nothing that Betty Ross showed up because that was 16
No, I
years
no,
ago.
I agree. I don't feel
That
nothing.
was 16 years
I don't
ago,
feel-
and we
I don't
never
feel
seen
nothing
it.
for Betty.
Like, I'm sorry.
The stuff with Ross did work because they didn't the whole thing with his heart. That's
That
harkening
makes
back.
sense.
That's
Yeah,
harkening back to Civil War.
Civil War.
Him being
Yeah,
sick.
absolutely.
They added
Absolutely.
that in there to explain why
His morality
It's
makes perfect sense.
morality
But with
and
Betty,
it's a real world
yes.
explanation for when we saw Ross in Black Widow, he was extremely frail
Yes.
because William
I-
Hurt was
I-
sick in real life. I like that, but the stuff with
Yes.
Betty,
The
I'm like,
morality
it's like
makes
it's like
sense.
seeing
Makes
two
perfect sense.
strangers. It's like seeing two strangers talk to each other. So I get that part. I
Yeah,
get-
I'm not denying any of that. I just think it's kind of nonsensical for people to be like, oh, this is just a glorified Hulk sequel. And I'm like, okay, fucking boo-hoo.
Okay, like an
Big fucking
emotional,
deal.
like one element or two may not work for you here and there, but continuing plot beats isn't a problem.
Right. And on top of that, like, we all know the fucking situation with Hulk and Marvel and Universal. So there's no reason why we're sitting here scratching our heads being like, well, why don't they just make a Hulk movie? Probably because they fucking can't.
They can't.
They
But
cannot.
Yes,
Because
I
of
understand, but
Universal.
I disagree with that point because just like if Hulk can be in Thor Ragnarok, Bruce Banner can be in Captain America Brave New World. There's not, and then also the fact that your main
What
love
would he have
interest
done?
is
What would Bruce Banner have done in this movie?
listen, it's not even about what he could have done. I'm saying for narrative purposes, it would have made sense to had for him to be in here. That would kind of say, like, all right, I understand why we can't get a movie, but at least we get some type of closure after after 16 years of these characters.
I just don't really understand what purpose Bruce Banner would have served in this movie, given everything that transpired. It was more focused on the leader, Thaddeus Ross, and Sam Wilson and Isaiah Bradley. What purpose would Bruce Banner have had in this movie? He's off in his own. That's established in She-Hulk that he's off doing whatever the fuck he wants because finally the government's off his ass after, well, wait for it, saving the world in Endgame. So I don't know what good Bruce Banner being in this movie would have served, honestly.
And the only thing I can think of right now, and again, for folks who watch, I'm not a screenwriter, but I've been watching a lot of movies, so eventually I can tell when something feels funky for me. To me, I think it would have helped with in a year we got the next Avengers movie, and as far as I know, Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner and Anthony Mackie Sam Wilson haven't interacted yet, or maybe they have, off stage. But it would have for what the idea could have been is like holding like, okay, Sam, Captain, this is what happens with Ross, and you could even ease with the coming formation of like even the fact that one of the original Avengers is telling Sam like, dude, some of us will get hurt, but that comes with the job. That comes with this gig. This is the circus, and we have to manage when one of us has an accident, a big one or a small one, no matter the scale. And I think even to the extent of like putting maybe these demons, if you will, between the guy who first showed what the Hulk can do, and the guy who got amplified with this, and saying finally maybe Bruce and Thaddeus being like, okay, do you really want to move forward or not? Because now I'm choosing, like Sam, I'm choosing to to have a dialogue with you and whatnot. And that would, I think that would have been huge between the guy who was chasing you and the guy who's now been freed and is willing to like have a convo and mend, put water under the bridge and whatnot. I don't know.
Now that I really think about it, really thinking about it and thinking about that third act, because there was a little bit to be desired with Sam talking fucking Red Hulk down. We have seen Bruce develop a fucking technology that alters them between Hulk form and human form. You could have maybe written something like that, and even to Ronan's point, you could have had that opposite fucking Banner Thaddeus Ross confrontation, like have it be an opposite thing. Like, yeah, you could have. We could sit here and spitball ideas of how or could or would or should. Bottom line is, it really doesn't matter because the movie is the movie, and the movie is the movie. That's all there really is to it.
I agree with you. They brought up because it was different actors. Would it have even really worked? Because you got a different actor playing Ross, you got a different actor playing Banner. So would it have even really done anything?
Right. Because no one really, and on top of that, like, no one really saw the Incredible Hulk way back when. Iron Man is the reason why the Avengers lean so heavily towards Iron Man, and the Hulk was a secondary character in the Avengers.
Why use them?
Why not, though? The Hulk is a popular character, but clearly not enough in a capacity to carry a film franchise forward by himself. On top of that, as we all know in this circle, Marvel and Universal clearly don't want to play ball with each other.
Nope, they won't budge.
They won't. So, and if I'm Marvel Studios and I have full reign to utilize elements of the Hulk in his world, be it Ross, be it Betty, be it the Abomination, whoever. Yeah, I'm going to experiment with them where I can, if I can. It may not always work, as we have seen, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't not try.
Because even with those restrictions, it makes the world feel a little bit more complete. There's not just that bit that that they're not allowed to do anything with.
Hey, at the very least, they can do what they want with the Hulk, and they don't have to go through fucking Sony like they do with Spider-Man.
Right.
Yep. And then I want to add to that how you're saying, like, why use them anyway? Mike, you really got to think. It made sense for them to make Ross the president after the shit show that was Secret Invasion and everything that happened with that previous president's presidency.
Of course,
him being a huge coward, not knowing that it was a greater invasion going on in the first place, and then declaring war. You need a wartime general as president. You need a wartime president that could handle that type of stuff. Ross was logically the best person for that. So then making Ross president made so much sense to me. They just didn't know that he was secretly ingesting gamma pills.
It's a marketing play, because also there's another undertone which we also, people of color, need to address, is that it's our first studio to market a black man as Captain America with that IP in foreign nations. Because dark skin, especially dark skin men, have an issue, at least what they say statistically, amongst appeal in foreign markets, as not marketable. And that has been that is not an if and but, that is a fact. But which is why
I'm gonna push back on that.
And don't use black. Okay, go ahead.
All I will say is the domestic number for the box office for the worldwide opening weekend of Captain America: Brave New World, worldwide, it was bigger than the domestic.
That's
so I will push back on that point. To say it's not marketable, I disagree based on numbers.
No. I'm
it
saying
was bigger everywhere than it was here, like legitimately.
Like everywhere in the world. Like
go ahead.
I was gonna say, worldwide, it was marketable, right? Here in the UK, right? Like we saw Captain America everywhere. Like it was in TV spots, it was on movie posters, it was on buses, it was on all sorts, and everyone was just talking about Captain America non-stop here in the UK. That's all they were talking about. They weren't talking about Mufasa. They weren't talking about.
But yeah, December.
Yeah, and they were talking about Captain America, and they're still showing Mufasa at the cinema here in the UK. And I'm not thinking, okay, Cap is the big thing. I just wish that the one thing I would criticize Marvel for doing is not promoting comics, because I think if they promoted the comic, maybe it would elevate more recognition for some of the other characters within the film, right? That would have, made sense to people to check out the comics as well before going seeing into this.
Well,
I can see the argument there, but in the past, it's also kind of worked in the opposite way, to where and I'm not saying this is the better way to do it. I'm just saying that this is how it's been done in the past, is that they will introduce, some of those lower characters on the totem pole through those movies, and then the performance in the films then incentivizes the viewer to go and find a comic with said character in it. I'm just saying that that's a way that it's been done before. I'm not saying that's the better way, but it's a way that they have done it.
Yeah. But I do want to. I'm gonna let you, Mike. I'm gonna let you say this. Then I want to pivot, because we have been talking about this movie for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Wow.
But it's a good talking point though.
Yeah.
So
a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So Mike, go ahead.
I would just say again,
closing arguments.
There's other factors into this as well, where you actually have Sam Wilson characters like his love interest, which was sidelined in this movie. You had other factors, which you had an Israeli Black widow, which because of current times had to be cut out as well. And as well, you had a whole other villain arc of the Serpent Society literally cut verbatim, except for two people. You had added Giancarlo Esposito and the one character that cut through his suit, which they didn't really specify why, but that character name was Copperhead.
No, they did. They did today.
Yeah, today, right? But I'm saying he had adamantium daggers, which I'm like, how did that cut through a vibranium?
I was
yeah. That was my question too, because vibranium has statistically been stronger.
Right, but it just didn't allude. They didn't allude to that. But anyway, this movie's not bad. This is a good movie to see on Valentine's Day weekend, which is why the money reflects that. This is not a horrible film. I said this film has issues, but
we all said it. We all said it.
Yeah.
But I think 2025 of Marvel, I think we're at a good pace and an upward trajectory, and we're not taking steps back. And to me, a win is a win. If we are staying in place, or we're taking one step further instead of taking a giant step back, there's an issue. If we're just taking one step further and moving,
I'm hopeful.
We're good.
Like,
right.
I
Daredevil
feel
in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Thunderbolt's coming. Fantastic
Daredevil,
Four.
Thunderbolts, and if they swing the pot with FF, which I've been hearing people liking one that, I'm like that'll be a good trifecta of stuff happening over the
I think
course.
we're still good. I think we're still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then we got Daredevil next month, and we can kind of pivot to what I want to start calling at least for right now, we could call it the animation domination, because like the animated projects, even though Phil hates one, they have been doing really well the past couple weeks.
Ronan got really close to the camera there.
Just right off the bat, Invincible this week. The time travel element. I'm not gonna lie. This episode was kind of weak. For me. It was weak. No, hear me out.
Tag team.
The Mark and Eve part was weak. Nolan and Alan.
Come on.
Nolan and Alan. Hey, Battle Beast. Hey, the whole
man.
The literal post credit part, phenomenal, top tier. The first you're dealing with an immortal who took over the world and said Mark did it because Mark got sick, or Motor's too crazy to reason with, so he just rips his head off at the end of the day. What was the two twins' names? Fight Kick or something. Stupid name. It was
Drop Beat and oh my god. It was another weird name that they thought it was cool, but it's Cholo Maridueña from Cobra Kai fame and Blue Beetle.
God damn it.
The other one was Beetle.
Huh?
Blue Beetle. That was his name. That was the twins' name. Blue Beetle.
So that, but it was just like that didn't get me, that didn't get me, hype. Like, but when it got to Nolan and Alan, watching them fight together, bro, that was like, bro, and then hearing the shocking drop from Nolan talking about it's only basically like 50 purebred, like pure blood Viltrumites out there, and they don't have enough to get them. So it's like I was excited to hear that. Battle Beast basically only wants to beat up Viltrumites. I was happy.
Wait, Lance, wake up, Phil first. Phil is falling asleep.
Put the camera on Phil.
I don't know.
Screen on Phil. Yeah, you can
Just
full
click
screen
his
him.
thing.
No,
not him. Or
not you.
Not you.
Him. There you go. See, even his cat is awake for this shit.
Whoa.
I love Robert Kirkman. Anyways,
BBS was bad.
I know that woke him up.
But
Listen,
no, but like this episode.
No, all he had to say was I love Robert Kirkman. You want to get me started? You gonna get me started. Don't even get me started.
Phil, if he gets you started,
I was trying to be nice. Okay?
I'm messing with you.
I was trying to be
with you.
nice.
I'm messing with you.
Oh, I know
I love
you
you,
are.
Phil.
And don't think I didn't hear that shit, Mike. Don't.
Oh, I know. I wanted you to hear it.
That didn't work. That didn't wake you up. I was like,
No. Phil, if he gets you started, you're never gonna stop.
No, man.
I was like, let me tell you my issue with Martha.
You guys know I don't.
It was
on,
deep.
man.
It was solid. And then the part where he the whole time travel element where he comes in, he's like, who was that? That made me laugh a little bit because it's just the way he poked his head through the portal. He's like, take those.
So here's the thing.
It was so sad.
First time I saw it, I was kind of in your realm, Lance, a little bit. I was kind of there because I had just seen the first three, and I was like, "Woo!"
Damn it, Lance.
And then we get to this one, and I think it helped on the second rewatch for me because I had to remind myself of what the dynamic was between the Immortal and Mark, and how much there is so much tension between them, and how much humility was brought on with this episode, and really paint reiterate to folks that this man's been alive for a centuries now, and what does that do to someone when they're ready to put the boots on the shelf, and yet responsibility comes knocking their doors. And I pity Mark with the amount of stuff he has to deal with over and over again as Invincible and whatnot. And I don't know, Lance. To me, Invincible.
Lies. False news, Phil. False news.
To me, Jesus. To me, Invincible and Adam Eve. To me, Invincible and Adam Eve, I love the relationship and the dynamics. To me, it is up there for me. People might say there's a hot take, why not? To me, it is up there with Wanda and Vision. It is there with Han and Leia. For me,
With
it
Barry
is
and Iris.
What season?
Lois and
only
Clark.
saw-
Yeah, what season?
What season exactly?
that matters.
4.
Yeah, I mean seriously, that's like
You just left me, Barry. How could you leave me like that?
Bitch,
You
I was
just
dead.
up and left.
And I'll say this, like, to me,
Oh.
I love Eve. Jillian Jacobs is such a gift to this show that I haven't seen this dynamic between two heroes and how one is there for the other and is willing to accept responsibility with and I know Phil. Oh, I know Phil loves this element.
Man,
How they're willing to share like guilt and whatnot. And like to me, the fact that this is their first second date and it's almost like a therapy session. And like it that's what I love about the show is that it like the superhero stuff is cool, but damn, the Eve and Mark stuff is the stuff that just and it enhances it, man.
Balanced. It was balanced, man.
Okay,
It's like-
okay. I'll rewatch it. But the cold open with him basically committing treason, I like that. Like the fact that Mark is just willing to crash out because he hates Cecil so much. I'm here for that all day.
Rex and Ray, Rex and Shrinking Ray.
Come on, the
That
groceries.
dynamic.
That's the big stuff. The groceries.
true,
the
true,
groceries.
Oh,
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Come on.
I'll
But
give
then-
you that.
but-
I'll give you that.
But then I agree with you. Nolan and Alan. Woo, that
They
Tango and
stole-
Cash
They
vibe.
stole the show.
Oh, and the fact that like literally shots are from the pages of the book, you know, the you know, boom, and then the battle beast walking out, and I just love Seth Rogen is doing his thing, and again, for me, it felt like Tango and Cash for a hot minute watching this show, yeah, I think it's as strong as the first three, different flavors, but it's giving these individuals outside of the superhero stuff more stuff to make them connected to me. And again, besides what was it, Daredevil and a little bit of She-Hulk, seeing the superheroes get it down under and seeing how much for 3 seasons people have, like, I've been waiting for them to like finally connect in a very organic pace, and just that was funny. The fact that like Debbie was like, what's that noise? And like we've all been through that stuff of just like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to like hit the bases and families coming knocking and whatnot, and just I adore this episode.
Wait, did you say hit the bases? Ha!
The bases.
And to me, this episode was one of my favorites to edit because I knew if anybody's seen it, I had to throw in a little Rush Hour thing, and I threw in, there's a moment from Rush Hour 3 when he says, "Come on, what's it? Come on, Tiger, don't hide that dragon." And I was like, "That's my little thing for Mark." I'm like, "Attaboy, like go get him and whatnot." But yeah, I dug it, Mike.
Listen, you don't know what you guys are in
Damn
store for.
Damn
I'm
it.
telling you, this is the Civil War of animation right now, and in ways of this is the Empire Strikes Back of this series.
Robert Kirkman is awesome.
And I'm just saying this. I was also with Nerd Dragon when we went to go see Superman, and he I think he enjoyed it. But like I just want to know, but I can't say nothing until the embargo's lifted. I can't say nothing until the embargo's lifted. But I will say that I say I love Invincible is so great.
Bill, don't fall out of your chair.
Because so
Somebody
Lance,
clip
to your
that.
point, you said this was slow, and that's intentional. That's intentional. You understand the emotional weight they're taking Mark into this
Ronan.
season. See, Mark is even him going to the future with what would they all represent? You thinking it was so out of place, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. But on a deeper level, you have to think that similar to the writings of Jeff Johns, who's so great.
I wouldn't love
think
that
he-
guy. Oh,
I love his Green Lantern series. I love the Green Lantern series. It's so great. But what I'm saying is Mark is this whole theme of this season is Mark dealing with the consequences of his actions, either intentionally or unintentionally, right?
Yeah, I get
And
that. I
that
feel
even from
that.
an
I feel that.
emotional level, even from when it comes to him, being a big brother to Oliver, and actually kind of understanding some themes that his dad was trying to do, and then realize, hey, maybe my dad, the themes he was doing was probably correct. We don't know. And then you're asking all the things he's going through emotionally.
Hold on, Draven. You got to look at his name.
It's messing with him.
Oh, he changed
like,
that.
That's just one of the things.
Right. But it's like messing with his head, like, hey, am I a good person? When he's just trying to have some sense of normalcy, right? And Eve, being the healthy partner that she is that she like, no, this day ain't over. We still on our day after not understanding what he just went through. Like, hey, you probably went through something very traumatic, but like that's not going to ruin our time because now you're not dealing with someone who's separate from this world. Unlike with Amber, that would have gone left real quick just because of circumstance. But with Eve, like, no, I know what you got to do. Hey, let's still have a good time. And flying, like that was some Spider-Verse type stuff. Come on. Like that was like swinging through the city type stuff, like with Spider-Verse. But yeah, it was beautiful, and so
no, I like that. I like that moment, and then seeing like the flash. No, I had kind of like I looked away for like a second. Then I looked back. I'm like, wait, why did he put back on the original suit? I got thrown off. My wife was like, it's a flashback. I'm like, my fault. I was taking notes. Like taking notes now, like legitimately taking notes or watching the episodes. It's so tedious because I don't want to miss.
It's worse than movies because it's dark.
But yeah. I was in Captain America like this.
Oh,
hey,
Lance.
you know what? Easiest mental note you can make with the show is the animation isn't great. So,
but speaking of another show,
hey, can you say that again? I feel like I haven't heard you say that 50,000 times.
Also, Lance, this is how good it was for me, Adam, Eve, and Invincible. I made a playlist for them. Like I was going through my the songs I was into. I was like, here's a song for y'all. Like that's how much I love the dynamic between them in this show.
That works. But speaking of another show with kind of questionable animation at times,
Jesus,
I can talk again. Awesome.
These 3 episodes of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. When I tell you that I want to meet the showrunner, I want to shake his hand.
Oh, Jeff Trammell. He seems like
he is cooking.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I'm so glad a black man is writing a black man storyline because they are cooking with my favorite part of the show is Lonnie. Like legitimately,
yes,
Lonnie.
This is the Lonnie Lincoln show.
Yep, Lonnie Lincoln.
We know who they should have just called it Tombstone Origins. Just call it that. I will sit for an hour and just
is it too early for is it too early for me to say I want to be Lonnie Lincoln for Comic-Con this year?
Oh,
I do too.
Listen, it was like Lance. It was giving Static vibes. It was giving
one of the legitimate voices
like walking down the street with the cop cards there.
Yeah,
but then this thing. Now I have issues with this show, but Lonnie Lincoln is not one of them. If anything, I'm like, screw Peter Parker. I won't watch this story. That's literally where I'm at with with this show. But like Lonnie Lincoln, the character is like with that writing is like, if anything, this should have been a Miles Morales show. But hey, we already got Miles going on. But it's literally blatantly in your face, bro. It's literally blatantly in your face. It's supposed to be a Miles show. But yeah, I felt with the character of Lonnie Lincoln, like it was great in terms of writing throughout the entire episodes he's been in and everything. But also I felt it was organic too. It shows all even the fact that he's just not a comic character. This is what relatability happened with a lot of young black males as well. And to a point of not discovering of self being circumstance because of family members. He got in this situation. He was trying to protect his brother. He's like, I'm getting out of here and I have to trace places with you, like that type stuff, right?
And now it's the fact that what it pains me, and I hate this, but the fact that every single episode, every single scene, you can tell he loves this now. Like he feels and it's crazy to say in a gang, he feels the brotherhood, he feels the camaraderie, he feels that friendship connection, especially between him and Don. The fact that he's rallying everybody, whenever something goes wrong, he's the one that speaks up and like, yeah, we got to do this for Dom. We're gonna get the Scorpions, yada yada yada. That was very alarming to me. Like I said, dog, like you didn't even want to be here. You didn't want to be a part of this. But now Don knows that, yeah, that's crazy.
It represents also insecurity that he had with him, that he just had a sense of power that he's feeling, right? And it's not about he want to be power for the sake of I want to be the best, the strongest person, in the world, or against this person. No, he had the love, he had the admiration, he had the family members, and then the love interest, he had all that. But he also had to deal with the reality of his circumstance. He was poor, and that even in a situation with his family, and because of being in that environment for so long, and the means that when you get that ounce of power, what that does to you unchecked, you're seeing that. So you get that admiration of respect, but also power, that you feel like no one's going to mess with me, regardless of any our circumstances, that, hey, this is the avenue I think I can go to, that I actually feel full rounded as an individual. Because even then there's insecurities. He wasn't transparent with his girl. He wasn't transparent with his parents too. And that's just a whole insecurity, just being honest of his masculinity or whatever. So there's other themes like they're on the surface level that dissect there. But with this, it's just not just a evil black and white. This guy just turns to a bad guy. Like, no, this is one of the reasons why a lot of it's deep. Why we want to see stories, even with all characters too, like how they become who they became, but not in a just very superficial way, because we're not just one black and white as people. It's always multi-layered in terms of how we become our evolved selves, right?
Now,
so there, yeah.
And speaking of becoming their evolved selves, Norman is showing his true colors. Norman is First of all, you have a BS alias for Peter, John Gallo, whatever the name was. You have a BS alias for Peter as Spider-Man. You're offering, you're trying to make sure that you can have Spider-Man operating. You already tried to rebrand him and it backfired on you. Making sure that Ross on this earth knows that Spider-Man will still be operating, all of that good stuff. Then you're telling Peter that that Daredevil is working for Octavius. The story about Octavius could have been true, but I feel as if there are some, he's leaving out key elements just because he knows this Peter, he's young. He's naive. He's going to believe anything you tell him because this is something that he always wanted. So he's going to basically believe anything you tell him. And Daredevil basically telling him, like, Norman's been lying to you. Don't trust Osborn, in so many words. That plays seeds of doubt. Now, I'm going to hate when this legitimately comes out, because it's going to draw a line in the sand for him and Harry. And ultimately, the fact that Harry and Nico are growing closer and they are sprinkling those seeds of a potential relationship, that's going to wreck that as well. But I wonder, is that going to wreck it for Nico and Peter or Nico and Harry? Them making those two like a potential pairing is crazy. The fact Harry basically revealing the secret and she not believing him at first, and Peter just basically having a suit in his book bag, like, dummy, what are you doing? Like it's so many like small details that they're adding in the show. Like the show's like, yes, these are kids. They're gonna make mistakes. Peter now knows that, oh, I can't just be walking around with my suit in my book bag like this because anything can happen. Like that small little detail. Her legit reaction to it felt real. Like she wasn't ultimately like super happy, but she wasn't pissed at the fact that oh, you're a superhero and you didn't tell me. She's mad that I thought that you could trust me. And I like that. I'm glad that they didn't go with the whole, oh yeah, I'm not talking to you no more. You're not my friend. Like, no, she doesn't hate you. She feels her trust is betrayed because that is Pete is her closest friend. Like I love this type of storytelling. And then harkening back to Osborn, did anybody else peep that when Peter was laid out on the gurney, he made sure he was the one that drew his blood? He made sure he was the one that put the thing in his arm. Like, then you turn around. Did anybody else scream out loud when they saw the goblin glider fly through the window? I wasn't ready for that. I did not expect to see that at all.
That was amazing.
Like I said, oh,
Wait,
we're
Lance, you have
full-fledged
something in
getting it.
common with Aunt May then.
Oh, true. That might be too soon. That might be too soon.
Too soon. It's been almost 4 years.
Is this constant?
But I mean, you got to think about it. That might happen to this Aunt May, so you never know. But then the part that got me the most is the fact that Norman, and you could tell he was frustrated. You could tell like the frustration because first of all, Norman, if you weren't so focused on trying to find Octavius, whatever Octavius has on you, you don't want that information to get out. Whatever he has on you, you don't want it to get out. So you're so focused on that. The fact that Pete said, "Oh yeah, we're all clear." If I'm your guy in the chair, I'm gonna make sure that the guy is really tied up before I take my earpiece out. Also, I hate the fact that they keep stripping away Peter's spider sense because he should have seen that tail coming.
Yep.
That kind of bothered me. I'm like,
You got to fly. You
they
forgot
only
to
want
put
to use it
fly.
as like a plot device and like not actually have it be there. It's like it's only there when they want it to be.
Yeah, so it's like when it hit him, like I jumped because first of all, I didn't expect to see that much blood on a Disney Plus show, especially an animated one. Like they took it up a notch, and seeing like the fact that Scorpion like impaled that one kid. Like, did anybody go check on him?
You watched X-Men '97, right?
Well, true, but you don't see this in like X-Men. You expect it, but Spider-Man, bro, you didn't. I didn't expect that. Like, not the tail through the chest, through the back, and like just threw you to the side. Like that was crazy to me. But like nobody checked on that kid either. Like somebody should probably go like find. He might still be alive. People have survived.
I gotta say I gotta say something right before we carry on this conversation. Mike, are you okay? It looked like you got baby face all of a sudden.
A lot of people think I had baby face even before I shaved my beard, right? Now it's coming back in slowly. Right.
Okay.
But no.
That's slowly you shaved a day ago.
Say again?
Yeah.
You shaved a day ago.
No, actually I did not. Actually, it was about a week ago.
That's not slowly. That's not slowly.
That's
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My genetics.
But
guys,
no,
guys, do you hear a mouse? Do you hear a mouse?
I was just Jamaican castor oil, and I'm black.
True.
That's all. That's
but yeah, like
you and that
are we expecting Green Goblin this season as like the cliffhanger for this season, or are we expecting it next season?
Next season. I think next season.
We're gonna get the shot of him sitting in the chair, and we see the silhouette of his ears popping out. All that.
Hey, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Did we ever figure out why old girl was trying to sneak into Norman's office, or they just did not go back to that?
No, I think they're going to touch on that later on because that's Taskmaster's daughter.
Yeah.
Comics. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to touch on that later.
Yeah, the actual Taskmaster, like actually Tony Masters, not
Hey, the MCU can take its liberties where they want. Don't get all bent out of shape out of it. Come on, man.
I'm just stating a difference.
You're fucking better than that. Come on. Actually, no, you're not. We all know you're not.
But yeah, like
don't you talk to me like I'm.
The finale is tomorrow, so yeah, we have some good stuff to look forward to. But me and Phil know the one show that dominated like animation for the week, like blew everything out the water because the guy who created this show, rest in peace. It's almost been a year. You did the one thing. You did your big one. Nobody expected this. Nobody saw this coming.
Nope. Super Saiyan 4.
We got Super Saiyan 4.
Yep.
Legitimately got Super Saiyan 4 as canon and in the main. If you're one of those that say, "Oh, GT is canon, it's just a different timeline." We got main timeline Super Saiyan 4. No, he did not turn into a grade 8. I believe. First of all, I'm getting excited and choked up.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are.
It's okay.
But I've been waiting for this for years. Like first of all, we found out that this is basically Akira's version of Dragon Ball GT. This is his version of Dragon Ball GT. Yeah. So this was expected. We got Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. about a month ago. That blew up the internet. That blew up the internet. Nobody expected that. Everybody's saying, how does that tie into Super? Vegeta doesn't like to use forms like that absorb a lot of energy. So of course he already figured it out. It's easy to fit that into the canon timeline. Super easy. I honestly believe that this form is something that can only happen when you have a really old Namekian that's really, really good at doing demon magic.
Yep.
I've got a theory.
Go ahead.
Okay, I theorize that Shenron. You remember when he was doing that story on Super, and when we saw the Super Saiyan God,
Yeah,
he had a red form. What if he was talking about Goku? Because he look at it, it's red. It's not black. Black hair, it's red. So just thinking about it, that could be canonized into Super because
like this was like the legit like Super Saiyan God form before they did the actual serum. I could see that. I could see that. And I like the fact that this is based off Akira's like original design for Super Saiyan 4. The only thing that looks weird is the fact that like on his forearms, the fur's not all the way down. But watching this form fight, like
pretty awesome.
Like the way he runs, it's primal. Everything is primal. His fists get bigger. So it's like channeling. It's like channeling like that Ozaru Great Ape energy. Like that's all this is. So I think he can only I guarantee you like possibly in the English dub, they're just gonna call it like the demon form or something. Possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're just gonna call it the demon form or something. Yeah. We got a couple more weeks to see.
When Lance sent me this picture, or Lance told me about this, I was like, wait a minute, did they do what I think they were gonna do? And then I had to Google it and look it up, and I audibly went, oh, fuck, in my car. I was like, holy shit. They actually did it. I was like, Akira Toriyama, you did it. You crazy son of a bitch. You did it.
You did it.
I was so happy. I was like, oh, my God, this is amazing. And then, of course, you go online, you see all the chuds like, this doesn't make any sense. He's too tiny. I don't like that. And I'm just like, oh, my God.
It did make sense for that
form. Touch grass.
It did make sense for that form to make him grow up in the first place. It never made sense to me. Right. But it was just popular. But like, look at his arms, bro. Like,
I'm just like, what incarnation's arms?
Like they're so fat, but it's like it's channeling like that great ape energy without actually turning into it. He made this man grow a tail.
Yep.
Without going into an ape form, yeah.
So it's like I'm really excited to see what's to come. The last episode, I think the last episode is next
week. I think
next week is the last. The 28th is the last episode. So we only got 2 more episodes left. Do you think that Neva is gonna make this happen to Vegeta? Because when Vegeta saw this, he got visibly pissed.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of course they're gonna do it to Vegeta. Yeah, of course they are.
He got visibly pissed, which was hilarious. But I'm like, Vegeta, you just turned Super Saiyan 3 and you never told Goku. Like Goku was like, when did he learn to do that?
I got a funny feeling we're gonna get Gogeta before the end of the final series, and that'll be the finale.
Oh,
right?
that wouldn't shock me at all.
Like canonizing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that is incredibly likely.
No, but using that bug thing that they
the bug thing, the fusion bugs. Yeah.
Yeah, use that. Right. So
what do we think Glorio's wish is? Like, what do you think he wished for?
I have no idea.
I hope I hope Arensu doesn't. I don't get what's going on with Arensu and Majin Du and Majin Ku. I don't get what's going on. Like, they're helping. So are they all just trying to overthrow Goma? Like, is he that? Well, yes, he's that bad, but
I thought it was so funny that whichever Majin, the fat one, ended up going
Majin Du.
Yeah, he ended up getting his own like Super Saiyan 3 power up with a fucking cookie. I was like, damn.
No, I laughed.
Oh my God. I was like, that's bringing a whole new meaning to, do you want a fucking cookie? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he was just copying Goku the whole time. Though. Like,
that shit had me pretty oh man, I just laughed.
But yeah, like this like him just wanting to do his own version of Dragon Ball GT, placing it in the middle of the timeline instead of somewhere in the future is actually genius. But it makes me wonder, when are they going to continue the Super anime? But in another twist of fate, everything that happened with Dragon Ball Superhero, that film, You know how like Goten and Trunks wanted to, like they wanted to wear those superhero costumes, like in the manga, they became their own great Saiyaman. Turns out, guess who was secretly the hero that entire time, basically putting to bed all that crap Piccolo was talking about Gohan. Gohan stopped being great Saiyaman. Gohan became the superhero that Trunks and Goten idolizes, even wearing a full mask that changes his facial structure. He's been a superhero this entire time.
Wow.
He's been fighting crime this entire. He hasn't been lollygagging. He hasn't been waiting, sitting by the wayside idly. Like, he's been practicing this entire time. He's literally been playing the Clark Kent role.
Interesting.
Which is nuts. Like, I said, this is crazy. And then in canon, like Toya Toru, he did his thing with this story. Like, the museum that Trunks and Goten go visit, it's legitimately like they have all the heroes. They even have a statue of Goku as a kid, but they don't have his face because they don't know what he looks like.
Huh.
It's just a statue. It's just a statue of him as a kid. It's the hair, it's the gi, it's everything. They just don't know what he looks like. I said, this is how you bring Super back. This is some amazing storytelling. The superhero that they idolized is nothing but nobody but Gohan. This entire time he's been protecting people. And I think Goku knows that already, which is why he knew that Gohan was still so strong. Everybody always tries to refer to Gohan talking about some man, he used to be this, used to be that. He could still tap into that if he wants to. No, Goku already knew that, because I believe Goku knew that Gohan was still going out at night fighting crime, protecting the city. Like, they made a movie about his superhero alter ego. They made a video game about this superhero alter ego, and this whole time it's just Gohan.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Speaking about video games, we are going to get the Daima Part 1 in Kakarot soon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I can't wait to play that shit, right?
Yo, I haven't played Kakarot in a while, but I'm getting it just for Daima. Like, I'm downloading the Daima DLC.
I haven't played in a long time either.
Same.
I just didn't want to replay all the other sagas that I've already played. I want to play the new stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
I can't wait to use Super Saiyan 4, the new Super Saiyan 4 Beast, whatever you want to call it. When they drop that in Sparking Zero, I'm on it day one.
Me and you gotta have a sparring match for sure.
Oh, definitely, I'm down.
You're gonna lose, Claudia.
Oh, is that a bet? Is that a bet?
I'll make
speaking of video, Taladia, can you expound upon this whole Marvel Rivals?
What the fuck does expound mean?
If you never heard that word, Jesus Christ, you are ignorant.
Okay, so today they dropped the Thing and the Human Torch for Marvel Rivals.
Jesus Christ.
And I gotta say, the Thing is a tank character, and the Human Torch can use his ultimate, and it goes with Storm, which goes like a fiery ball that goes round and round when Storm does the ultimate. And he's gone.
So what's this about them firing the creative team? Like, does that affect you guys? Like, does that affect the game or any way?
Damn it!
No, according to the devs themselves, because they put out a post on the Discord server, they said, and let me find the thing, because it was on
it's in
the Discord server. Yeah, this was the devs coming out themselves.
Yep. No, I'm saying somebody put a picture of it in one of ours.
It was Draven.
Oh, okay. Draven, yeah. So apparently he says, well, there's one thing I would like to clarify. There's one director, and that is Guggenheim. I can't pronounce it. I do not like false rumors being spread and discredit the work our team has poured in ever since the development. Following up, let's not reach to a conclusion of harassment when you don't even know the structure of what it's like in Rivals devs team. I'm simply saying this to phrase it wrongly by the media initially thought funny. And yes, the expanding the issue, whoever is worried we wish we lose our Western audience touch. Our team has weekly meetings with the Marvel team every week and communicate on a daily basis. You all can find interviews and articles on its Marvel Rivals. I would suggest, rather than spreading rumors or reaching conclusions, focus on what we have to deliver in a couple of days. We have prepped really hard for that patch. That's what coming from the team itself.
Okay.
So it's not like the end of the world. Like it's gonna be like the whole, shebang, so to say. Right.
So, like, are they dropping any more characters after the Fantastic Four, or?
Yeah, they just tease Blade.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
What kind of character would Blade be, though?
So think
Like
about
what play style?
Psylocke. I would
Oh,
say.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he would be akin to Psylocke.
Okay. I gotta get back. I gotta get back on Marvel Rivals, man. I have not played it in a while.
I can just picture the people over at WB Games looking at these people that were just let off and said, "Hey, you guys want to come make DC Rivals for us?"
Hey, we just made a video on.
Yeah, we did just talk about that.
No, like, but seriously though, like, do you know? And James Gunn has talked about like doing games and stuff. Give us Injustice 3. Give us Injustice 3. But I'm tired of the Mortal Kombat fighting style for games.
I mean, it's the same studio, so
yeah. But like, do your own unique thing. Like, I would be like, give us an open world game akin to like Avengers, but just better.
Not terrible.
Here's I hate to break the bubble to you guys, but there's a new rumor going around that a Batman Arkham Beyond game is in development.
Yep.
Yep.
But don't take it. Just take it as a grain of salt because I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I mean, is it coming from or what the hell's his name? Damn it, I'm forgetting his name.
Not from Tom Henderson or anything. This is coming from Lunatic Ignis.
Right. But they haven't had the people over at Bloomberg haven't said anything yet, right?
No, Jason Schreier hasn't said.
It'd be too early. It'd be way too early for them to say anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people have been theorizing for like a Batman Beyond style game for years, but I don't know. I mean, there are definitely ways you could make it work, but I just don't even know what it would look like now. And to Lance's point about Injustice 3, that's going to be another one of those things. It's like, would they want to do that without Kevin Conroy? Like that would be a whole other thing there. And honestly, I mean, once some more DC products come back out into the, like whenever they start coming back out with more theatrical releases and stuff, that might be a better time for it. Because I mean, like the first game released the same year Man of Steel came out, second game released right before Wonder Woman came out. So maybe when it gets back into a little bit more of a craze with films and things releasing, maybe that would be a more opportune time to do it when people will be, I guess, more persuaded to buy it.
Yep, pretty much. And who knows where WB is thinking right now? We don't know. Like,
has anyone ever known?
No,
I don't know, and I don't even think they know.
Yeah, no.
I know.
Because
I'm in James Gunn's back pocket all night. Wait, what?
Ooh. Is that canon?
Might be.
I'll say this. I know this. For any podcast fans, Josh Horowitz on Happy, Sad, and Confused had Keanu Reeves and Francis Lawrence recently celebrating Constantine's 20th anniversary 4K release.
Oh, yeah.
And
damn, that was 20 years ago.
Dare I say, I considered the original Constantine film from 2005? Five. I consider that almost the first unofficial DC Elseworlds film. And they've been saying, especially when Keanu came out on Stephen Colbert and be like, is this one character you want to come back to? John Constantine. I want to go back. I want to do it, but we got to do it right. But I want to go back and play Constantine again. I feel, and they've said that now, from the looks of it, they've been given the permission to explore the avenue to do another film, and that it looks more than ever like it's a possibility and whatnot. And I feel like, you know what? You want to make a big statement of what this studio and this era of DC can do? It's like, here, we're doing these. We got Superman, Supergirl, Lanterns. That's coming down. But we also have the choice for creatives to come and do their own spin on stuff. We have also DC Elseworlds. And guess what? The next thing coming out of DC Elseworlds, Hall H, Saturday, Comic-Con, San Diego. You see Keanu Reeves and Francis Lawrence walk out and be like, we have a script. We've been greenlit. We're going to do Constantine 2.
Would be something.
I think it might happen. What do you guys thought of it? You guys fans of that film, or
Yeah.
did you guys think of this prospect?
I'm not going to hold my breath on that.
Yeah.
I look, if James Gunn gives the okay, then more power to them. Let them fucking do it. And if it does happen, great. That just reinforces his notion of I want to do Elseworld stuff. I really hope it does happen so we can get more Elseworldy stuff.
Yeah.
But I need to see I need to see it happen in order for me to have that faith.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in kind of the same boat. I mean, if he's like wants to really capitalize on that Elseworlds aspect, that's definitely one of the ways you could do it. I mean, I'm not super favorable to that particular interpretation of Constantine. I enjoy that film, but I don't know. I guess looking back is a little bit different now because I feel like NBC and CW kind of perfected Constantine with Matt Ryan.
Sure.
So looking back to see that one, not to say that it's a worse portrayal by any means. It's just a different one, and it might make a little bit of people more familiar with the character because that's not exactly a popular character. A lot of the people that would be in audiences like Hall H and those places like that today, there's a lot of them that were either very little when that film came out. Some of them weren't even born yet. They didn't really get exposed to Constantine through the TV shows, so maybe this could expose some of the general public to that, just to that side of the DC universe, because that opens up a whole new Lance, if I say exposed and you make a joke one more time, so help me God.
I was just gonna say, you want Constantine to expose himself to a new audience. I think that possibly the Constantine that was on Legends of Tomorrow would be all for that.
Yeah,
I think he'd be. I think he'd be all for that, but I mean that is still frowned upon in some countries.
Yeah, if that actor is one that they wanted to just carry over into DCU, like they're doing.
Matt Ryan
is Constantine. Like Matt Ryan is Constantine.
Yeah. If they wanted to carry him over, I would not complain. Because they did it in animation. They had him as like they did it in Constantine City of Demons, just like Dark Apocalypse War.
House of Secrets.
Yeah, so they can do that again.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah.
And to me, that film has a cult following, like the character himself does. No pun intended. But like, I don't know about y'all, but like to me, that movie, Hellboy, their first Guillermo del Toro movie, and The Prestige. Those were the three movies I rented over and over and over again as a kid. When we used to rent movies at a video store,
renting videos is crazy.
But
we're aging ourselves.
Damn it.
Well, yeah.
Blockbuster and Family Video.
Hollywood Video for me was one as well.
Do you know how I used to just go in there and rent video games and like forget to take them back?
My old man used to manage a Family Video and a Blockbuster. I was in there all the time. Ugh.
Video games were always the more expensive ones, and at least in my neck of the woods, it was like.
And not only were they the more expensive was to rent, they give you less time to have them.
Yeah. You get 2 days with Street Fighter 4. Good luck. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna.
It's like you get 2 days with this game, but then we'll give you a week to look at. I mean,
a week.
I would get these like just these little DVDs of like the Spider-Man 90s cartoon, X-Men 90s cartoon, because they would sell them in little volumes. And I would just rent those out constantly. It's like, oh, we'll give you like a week to even a little bit longer with this. But you want to play this, Wave Race Blue Store game? You get 2 days with it.
I don't. Wow, I remember 3 Barnacle films. Yep, all the Barnacle.
Yeah, man,
that's my child right there. Barnacle films going on and the toys. Or you could be like, maybe not me. Who knows? That that I would rent movies, and then when I had the VCR, I would record it and I would have it on VHS
Yep.
And like I have it in my
Yep.
collection, but I never admitted to that in a court of law. So no.
Yeah, I did not. I never admitted to that in a public setting. So
Oh, but guys, we have to call it one. It's been a good stream, good conversation.
I love it. Yep.
Bro,
Yeah.
like the Captain America segment alone is like 3 videos in one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like for real, like great conversation day. I'm liking switching it up every week. We're having good conversations, deep conversations. The chat is joining in. I'm loving it, and I appreciate all you guys for being here.
You
Again,
can
I'm
splice
sorry
out the
for the
Invincible segments where Phil's just taking a nap the whole time.
Oh yeah, true. I think I might do. You just gave me an idea. That's gonna be the thumbnail for the Invincible segment.
Just Phil back there doing this number.
But I want to thank everybody for being here today. Mike 3Dub for like basically handling it while I was late from work, and then my mic tweaking. Ronan came in clutch. I don't know. It was StreamYard. It wasn't even my mic. StreamYard was recognizing my interface, but it wasn't giving me any volume. I'm like, this is so dumb. Like I had to exit all the way out. Sometimes StreamYard is not worth the money with all these glitches. But we will be back next week. Reacher starts on Thursday. Everybody, Reacher starts Thursday. The finale of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Another episode of the show that Phil hates is on Thursday. So,
we love infants.
Dragon Ball Daima.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Daima is this Friday. So we got content and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We did not get to Cobra Kai today, but I'm gonna give everybody another week so we can really just dive into it next week. So we'll do our Cobra Kai discussion next week. So be ready for that. If you have not finished it, please do. As much as they do nonsensical stuff on that show about teenagers who beat each other up for fun, it's a great show. And this was a great ending. Like I cannot praise the ending enough. This is how you end the show.
We'll give you some time though. We'll strike that one last.
Yeah, that'll be strike last week.
Wait, I got something to say. It's teenagers with attitude.
Yeah,
that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, teenagers. I've never seen so many evil kids. Like,
man, just wait till your kids get to high school, Lance.
These kids switch allegiances so quick. Like it's crazy. Like chasing each other down in the street to beat somebody up. They don't have gun violence.
Nope.
They just beat each other.
You don't need gun violence in this.
Not in the valley.
Nope.
Damn it.
Not in the valley.
But I will see everybody next week. And wait, I have to do my famous thing that I do in every video. I will catch you all next time.
Bye.
I don't know. I gotta find a new sign off.
What the hell are you doing?
Opening a box.
Oh.